Test, test, test. Test, test.
Once I stop.
Test, test.
8%, Mike.
Morning, Michael. I'm better. I'm better today. That was fun. Good morning, everyone.
All right, you're good.
Good morning. I was, as Joy was putting the mics on me, I was sort of chuckling because she just turns it on and sticks it in the pocket. Here you go. She goes, "You're mic'd up." I'm like, anyway, good morning. Welcome to the October Town Hall meeting, and welcome to our guests, members that are joining us from home. If I haven't had a chance to meet you, my name is Michael Friedel. I'm the Executive Director, and I say that because in 2024, year to date, we've had 19 move-ins, and I believe we have 7 or 8 already on the books planned for the rest of this month in November. So that means we probably have about 40 new members here so far this year. About 40 new members so far. So that's pretty exciting. So if I haven't had a chance to meet you, welcome. And speaking of sales, I just want to get this out there right now. It's not on my agenda. So next Wednesday, we have a pretty big sales event here. We're going to have 70 guests into the community, 70 guests that have never been here. So they're going to come in, Deanie's going to do a sales presentation similar to the Discover Tide Point. Then there's going to be a lunch, and then they're going to tour the community. So they're going to see residents' homes. So for those residents that have opened up their homes, really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I think it's pretty exciting for those guests that are coming in, but also for the members to be able to share their homes. So that's coming next Wednesday. So we've got a pretty packed agenda for you today. So we're gonna jump right in. So over the last month or so, we've had some pretty exciting things take place here. We had a sock hop. We had a great outdoor event in the courtyard. So these are some of the pictures from the event, and I love this picture here on my left, some true swing dancers there. Some true swing dancers there, so that's pretty neat. And we had a guest bartender. So Deanie's husband Steve was here, Steve Wilmot. He was here visiting, so that was pretty exciting in the courtyard. That was a great event. And then we have some pictures of some folks enjoying some libations, I guess, in the courtyard. On a really nice evening. But wait, there's more. There's more, some more fun, right? Who would have known Elvis was here? Or even Marilyn? Some great outfits, a lot of fun had by all, so that's pretty exciting. And I think I got one more slide here. Whoops, it's not, there we go. Some outdoor events that were taking place. Might have been some bocce ball, yeah. Some fun had by all. Yeah. So I love the shirt. Everything in moderation except bocce ball.
And wine.
And wine, yeah. So that's pretty neat. So this is our agenda for today. So got a lot that we're going to talk about, a lot of items that we're going to talk about. Some of these are going to be more high level. Some of these are just going to be updates for you all. So we have our director of dining, Zoran, is going to introduce himself today. So he's here with us. That's pretty exciting. He's been here about a week.
Yeah, the whole week.
About a week. So our point of sale system, just a quick overview of next steps that's coming down the pike with the point of sale system. Some 2025 community enhancements that we're looking at for the capital budget, just really high level. Wanted to share some thoughts with you. Resident satisfaction survey update. So just some numbers I wanted to share with you in terms of where we are in participation, emergency procedures, Many of you might have had a chance to participate in the fire drill for 301 and 501 buildings. So quick update around that and some key learnings from that. And then just a touch on the Employee Holiday Fund. You may have seen the posters that are out front, but wanted to share with you, you know, as you share your gifts, you know, with the community and the employees, where that fund stands. So, Zoran, if you want to come on up. I don't know if we have an extra mic for you, but I don't know if you need a mic, but I have some champagne up there. You know, it's really, come on up front here, gotta get in front of the camera.
Here, I
Really
do
is a
have more
celebration.
mics. Let me give him
Okay.
one, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were speaking. Give you a handheld.
So Zoran's been with us since last Wednesday. Fortunately for us, he was here on the island, lives on the island, he's been here for quite a while, so for us, you know, to be able to get somebody local that understands the workforce, understands the business, and has some varied experiences, it's really a blessing for us. So, welcome aboard, Zoran. And already it's like, hey, this is really neat, very similar, but in many ways different, different than I've seen it operate in other ways. So, welcome aboard.
Thank you, sir. I don't know if Mike is on, but Joe's working on it. Yeah.
It should be on.
Yep. Can we
No, let me test.
hear that? No?
Test.
Well, I think I can kind of speak up a little louder, probably. Up.
Testing.
Just hold on to that. Keep on that. We got it.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, that's very loud.
Further away. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of hearing myself on a microphone, and some of us introverts find it sometimes difficult, but I'm excited to be here. Thank you all, and good morning. I do recognize some faces over here, so yeah, like Mike had mentioned, it's been a week since I joined, and yeah, I recognize some faces, so but please allow me some time. It'll take a minute to get familiar with everybody, but I'm working on that.
This is so the people at home can hear you and we can hear you in the recording.
Thank you.
Where's your pockets? There you go.
Right there. Thank you. Where I'm coming from, yes, as Michael mentioned, I've been a resident here on the island for the past 14 years. Prior to that, I was born and raised in Europe, in Serbia, and that's where I gained my university degree and started building my hospitality and food and beverage career. Came to Hilton Head Island in 2011 and been working in the industry ever since. I'm joining this community from South Carolina Yacht Club in Windmill Harbor. So along the way, I've gained some experience, various experiences ranging from independent restaurants to major hotel chains and private clubs. So a little bit of everything, but this is definitely my first exposure to a community like this, and I'm excited to learn and to join the team and hopefully be able to contribute and continue making great experiences for the residents of Tide Point. So thank you very much. Everybody's been very welcoming over the past few days or a week that I've been here. So I really appreciate that, and again, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.
So one of the things that, let me get this looked up. When we were looking at Zoran's resume, before he interviewed, a few of the things that really popped out to me that are really unique and neat, he was in wine sales.
Good man.
So there's a little bit of a salesmanship in there, but more importantly, the knowledge of wine, because that's so important to you and to our program here. So he's going to be a key component in partnering with the residents and I guess the local sales reps, because he knows them, you know, and continuing our wind down program. So I'm excited about that. And then he also has some experiences at Sea Pines, the Inn at Sea Pines and actually helped them gain some recognition. And I don't recall exactly the program. What was that program?
Forbes rating.
Forbes rating, yeah. Forbes rating for the Sea Pines Inn, which is really probably similar to the Malcolm Baldrige Award. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's really about increasing the level of hospitality and service in your program. So they have certain benchmarks that you got to be able to hit to be able to get those ratings. He was a key component of that. So very hospitality focused, hospitality driven. And I do truly believe that you're going to feel that in the dining rooms as you interact with Zoran. So he's already had some really good observations in terms of maybe some opportunities to even increase or do things a little bit better. So anyway, welcome aboard. Our point of sale project. So I've been sharing updates pretty regularly on this. If I remember back, maybe even like 5 or 6 months ago, we started out with a PowerPoint presentation that was that actually was able to take you into the program itself, and we navigated through the program here in this room. And then sort of it got approved by the board, and then last month I provided another update, and I just wanted to really just focus in on the key steps that are going to be taking place as we implement this point of sale program, which is really, it really brings our dining program, I think, up a notch. So if you go out to a local restaurant and the server comes to your table, they're going to take your order, and sometimes they might have a little handheld item that they punch in the order right there, and they're able to sort of drill down and really get specifics about your order. No butter, easy on the garlic, whatever it is, right there at the table side. Or they might write it down or jot it down, or some servers are so good it's all up here. Then they go around the corner to a kiosk and they punch it all in like a tablet, and they hit enter, and that order goes directly back to the kitchen. So the server does not have to go to the kitchen to place an order. The order pops up in the kitchen on a screen, and the cooks sort of see filet mignon, medium rare, special number 1, whatever it is, come up on their screen, and then they start executing and firing the food, and then pulling it together, and then it comes back out the other side via the server or a food runner. So that is, in really the simplest terms, a point of sale system. The same happens for a drink. You go to the bar, the bartender, in our case Richard or Pam, is going to be able to ring that in right then and there. Or they might eventually be able to ring food in once we start offering food in the bar. So it'll be available on the bar. So for the restaurant side and the kitchen side, it really helps with efficiency, and ultimately should be better outcomes for you. There should be less errors. So now the other side of the equation, Sally's in the back. She's like, oh, I can't get that thing quick enough. So if you ever walk into our accounting office the next morning, when they open up, they're actually taking all the bar handwritten tabs and inputting them manually into the system on your bills. So that is truly an accounting office as we used to know it, or many of you used to know it. But moving forward, that's all going to be rung in. So in the morning, they're going to be able to come in, they're going to be able to run reports, and they'll be able to see, what took place last night. So that's really truly a benefit. So phase 1 is really just the core implementation of the program, which is going to be for the restaurant and the dining, and ultimately the accounting feature for Sally and the team. And we're looking to do the hardware installation for that on November 18th. So there's going to be a team here that are going to come in, and they are actually going to finish installing the equipment in the dining rooms and in the kitchen. We're not going to go live on November 18th. We're just going to install the equipment. So once the equipment is installed, and that should take 2 to 3 days, we're then going to start with staff training. Now, for a lot of our staff, that have worked here for a long time, that don't work anywhere else, they've never really experienced a point of sale system. Some of our staff have worked in local restaurants where they have been able to experience a point of sale system, so they're going to be somewhat knowledgeable. But there is going to be a learning curve for our supervisors and our servers, and probably for some of the folks in the kitchen. So we're going to go through some staff training and education. We're going to do some real-time, I guess, run-throughs, so our staff can touch it and feel it and place orders. And then also there's going to be some education that we want to roll out to members in December. So what is that going to feel like for you? What is, not only in the dining room, that experience there, but on your app or on your desktop or laptop, you can actually go into the full count system and you'll be able to see your meal counts and your charges. So there's going to be some access for you all. So we want to give you some basic education and training about how you access the program and what you're going to experience. January 1st, the big day, New Year's Day, Happy New Year, we're going to go live with the system. That's the plan right now. And you say, why are you going to do it on a holiday? Well, January 1st is probably going to be an easy day to do it because it's generally going to be a buffet. So, it's easy to ring in a buffet and we can start with the drinks, which are probably going to be a little bit lighter after New Year's Eve anyway. You think about it, probably be a lighter drink day. So January 1st is going to be the kickoff. Truly the 2nd is really the big, where the big deliverable starts, January 2nd moving forward. So what you're going to experience there is you're going to see a lot of managers on the floor and supervisors because that first week or so, there's going to be a lot of activity, learning curves. Over that first month, actually, as we roll that out, I think there's going to be a learning curve, but you'll start to see it smooth out. So as a leader, and from Zoran's standpoint and the chef standpoint, once we roll this out, there's going to be some hiccups. There's going to be some hiccups along the way. Some servers are going to get flustered. Some servers might, even with the training, feel a little uncomfortable under pressure that they got to deliver and they want to do it right. So there's going to be a little pressure there for them. But we do plan to be, we always have a pre-meal meeting, and I do plan to start doing debriefs at the end of the shift. What happened? What do we need to do? So we're learning as we go, and we're breaking down the issues and barriers so that we continually get better. So generally when you have a big rollout like this, it's really about communication and what are we learning and how do we get better. So all our other communities actually have a POS. So they are upgrading to this full count system. We don't have one, so we're starting out fresh. So it's going to be a little bit different implementation for us. Now that's phase 1. Phase 2, and I don't have a date on that yet because we need to see how phase 1 goes, is going to be the implementation of the reservation system, where members are going to have access to a reservation system right on the app to be able to go in and put in your own reservations. There's going to be parameters around that that we'll have to put in there, almost like Open Table. If you've ever used that to go to a restaurant, they have similar parameters. But we'll have parameters very similar to what we do now, only one table every 15 minutes within certain time slots. There might be some parameters around large tables, like, that if you want anything over a party of 8 or something, then you might need to call just to make sure that we got that covered. So we'll communicate that to you, but the reservation system is going to be rolled out. Phase 2, now we will still take reservations internally, but it's going to look different. Meaning that we're going to eventually transition the reservation system away from the front desk and into the dining team. So once we get to that point, and we'll share some of the details around it, but it's going to look something like this. Reservation systems rolled out, 70% of you might feel comfortable going in and making a reservation, or 2 for the week. So you sort of know what you want to do and know how it's going to play out. Some folks might say, hey, I'm going to be busy over the next couple of days. I don't know if I really am going to go or not. And then that day of, oh, I need to make a reservation. So you would call a specific number. It's going to go to a dining person, and then they're going to take the reservation, and then they're going to put it in the system. So it's going to be a little different feel. At the end of the day, once we get through that initial process, really, with the exception that you have an opportunity to put in a reservation, it should be just as seamless for you. And then the third phase is going to be you're going to have the ability to put in your own to-go order. So that's pretty exciting, right? For some folks, maybe. Or you will have the ability to go in and put it in. So that's a really unique feature. But once again, there'll be other ways that we will take to-go orders. But it will be moved away from the concierge desk. So essentially, we're gonna let the concierge focus on the front of the house, the meeting, the greeting. And if you've ever been up and around the concierge desk when a lot of people are calling, you can sort of see the volume that they do. I mean, it's a lot for the desk. So that truly high level is the next steps. Hardware installation on the 18th, then we'll go through some training, education, go live date on January 1st. And I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good experience. Really high level, I just wanted to talk about some community enhancements that we've been talking about with the board. And this is just a snippet of what we're looking at for 2025. So right now, the budget number for community enhancements, what we call capital or the reserve fund, is right around $2 million. So there's some big deliverables that we're looking at next year. And these are some of them. A roof on the 501 building, which should complete our roofing projects.
Yes, sir.
Should complete our roofing projects, finalizing that. That's over $400,000. Clubhouse, new ballroom chairs. They're a little wobbly. I think the maintenance team's done a good job. I'm looking at this one here, sort of falling apart, but we're looking at new ballroom chairs. We're talking about close to $80,000 for that. Elevator modernization. So these are some of the bigger expenses that are going to be coming down the pike year over year. The elevators are one of them. So we're looking at one elevator modernization, which is a complete mechanical overhaul and cab upgrade. You're talking over $200,000 for just one elevator. So pretty expensive. So why is that so expensive? For a couple different reasons. One, you got all the mechanical components. Two, you have new code requirements when you do an upgrade like that to meet ADA requirements. So some of that is inside the cab itself. You now need to have an audio and a visual component. So if someone gets stuck, not only can they speak, but then we need to be able to see them. We need to be able to have eyes inside the elevator. So that's just one piece of the ADA requirement. There's all kinds of mechanical code requirements and electrical code requirements as you do these upgrades. So it gets a bit pricey. And then sidewalks, just right around the sidewalks, we're looking at lighting replacements. I believe that right now is right around $80,000 to upgrade the lighting around alongside the sidewalks throughout the community. So these are, I mean, if you total these up together right here, you're talking, $700,000-800,000. That's a pretty big. That's 40% of the budget that we're looking at. So I just wanted to share. Not in too much detail, but just some of the things that we are looking at in conjunction with the maintenance committee, the finance committee, and the board. Resident satisfaction survey. So started a little over a week ago. We're about 9 days in. And I just wanted to give you an update in terms of where we stand in terms of the numbers. So it's a confidential survey. So we don't know who took it, who didn't take it. But we do know the numbers associated with who took it. So overall, we invited 262 members to this survey. You might say, well, we got more than 262 members. Well, we do, but some of our houses, our homes are vacant right now. And Carrie went through for the double occupancy homes, those that have a spouse or a partner in their home, and ask them, do they want 1 or 2 surveys? Because this year, you can get 2 surveys if you're a couple. And so that might have dropped the number down just a little bit more. So we had our numerator is 262, and right now we have 193 that have been submitted. So that gives us a percentage of 75% through last night, which is pretty good. Last year, we were 79%. Our goal this year is 85%. So if you break down the 262 at 85%, I think we probably need about 25, 30 more members to do a survey in order for us to reach the 85%, maybe not quite that many. Here's the breakdown. Looks like I missed a percentage. So the Shoreline 301 and 501. But freshwater team, strong, leading the pack, 80%. Then we got Spruce at 76, Shoreline at 70, 301 at 76, and 501 at 67%. So if you haven't had a chance to take the survey, we still have some support. And that is what that looks like is actually Wednesday, today, in the Sunset Lounge. In about 5 minutes or so, there's going to be someone out there to help support, and then Friday from 10:30 to 11:30. So at the last meeting, I shared that we really had some good feedback from the last survey. Some of it, and I actually shared in the alert media message that I sent earlier this week about some of the feedback and some of the action plans and some of the changes that have taken place as a result of your feedback. So I would encourage you to get in if you haven't had a chance to do it. If you need assistance, even outside of this, if you can't make either one of these 2 times, Joy is always available to help out, be able to do the survey. So the survey ends next Monday. So now if you took a look at the rankings for all the communities, there's 10 communities, we are right now number 4 in terms of overall participation. The highest community ranking is Greyhawk in Arizona and the Glen in Chicago. They're right around 80%. And then there's Lantana, who was in 4th place, and they kicked it into gear. They're now in 3rd place, and we are in 4th place in terms of overall participation. So I don't know if there's any competitive spirits in the house. But if you want to get number 1, you're gonna have to hit 85% at least. So, but but we've really had a strong showing. As a matter of fact, when the survey went out in the first 2 to 3 days, we were number 1. It just like went straight up, and then it sort of plateaued and bounced up a little bit more. I think after the first couple of days, we were 65%. Yeah, so a lot of folks jumped right in. So once again, it ends on Monday. Some of you may have seen the fire trucks that were outside the building on last Friday, we had partnered with Hilton Head Fire Department to be able to support a fire drill here in the 301 and 501 building. So we executed that, and I just want to share some participation numbers with you and some key outcomes of that we're going to have to look at. I haven't gotten the final report from Cinda, who's the educator with Hilton Head Fire Department. She was here about 4 months ago, shared just about fire safety and education, but she's going to be sending us a report. So we had, in terms of participation, in the 501 building, 18 of 54 participants. Now, when I say that, we had 18 folks that signed the sheet that was outside the building as the fire drill was taking place. There might have been some other participants that might have just sort of exited the building somewhere else and come up to the clubhouse. So there could be a little bit higher. It was 18 out of 54. In the 301, we had 24 out of 74. So a little bit lower numbers than we would have hoped. So as folks were exiting, I'll share this, that Cinda was talking to us, and she said, she was asking how we communicated this, and I said, hey, we just communicated a while back, and then we had a reminder in terms of what this was going to look like, reminded them about the procedure, and she said the next time that we're going to do this, it's going to be unannounced. Now, I'm not supposed to tell you that, but I just did. We just don't, so we won't announce the next one. We don't know when the next one's going to be. She's going to help partner with Quentin on that, but because really, she says, we really just need to get a good feel. At the end of the day, the fire department, when they get here, they want to feel somewhat comfortable that everybody's understanding the basics of, a fire emergency, what needs to take place. So she did say that, hey, it'd be good to have more participation from members. She also got some feedback from some of the fire department members that were here with her. We had a stairwell door that was propped open, and we don't know how it got propped open. It could have been contractors that propped it open. It could have been a member, we don't know, but it was propped open. Those are smoke-rated doors, so if there is a fire, they need to open and shut. Because if you got smoke in the hallway, it'll then fill the stairwell, And then that's not gonna be good for anybody in the stairwell, which is really a safe haven. Because if anybody does have trouble ambulating downstairs, the fire department's gonna go there and see who's one of those landings and start evacuating. That's one part of the team will go there. So there was some feedback from members, and then also some of the fire department team that said, hey, you know, I've been in some of the homes here, and I could not hear the fire drill once I got deeper in. And I believe that the fire bells are pretty loud in the hallway. Yeah. I don't know if we can adjust that or not, but that's come up before in town halls and maybe with Mike, true safety concern there. So we'll get the final report. I did get a message from one of the members who said, hey, I got the pendant, and when there was a tornado watch, the pendant alarm went off. Can we tie that to the fire system? I don't know if we can or not, but if we can, we will, because then that could be another way that we could hear it. And then we had some feedback from some of the members that said, hey, we just need to be clear on where we need to go. Because in the document that we sent out, it said fire drill, sort of the time it was gonna happen, where you should go, but then it also said to reference Appendix A in the handbook, which is the fire emergency plan. And in the fire emergency plan, it says exit the building and come to the clubhouse. So we had some members that actually came up here to the clubhouse expecting us to be taking names here as well. So we just need to be clear if there is an announced drill. So is there, when we go to questions, I'd love to hear some feedback from anybody who was part of the fire drill, how it went from your standpoint. I got a couple more slides and then we'll open it up for questions. So if you have any feedback about that, I'd love to hear it. Okay. So quick update on the Employee Holiday Fund. So you might have had a chance to see the boards out front. These are just pictures of the board. When I saw this morning, the goal this year is $165,000. And you all have donated to date $100,400, which is 61% of the homes here in the community. On the right-hand side, which I thought was very creative from the member leaders of the fund, very creative. They are sort of putting these holiday poinsettia flowers, sort of ticking off homes by the number of that are donating. So you can see it here, but you can also see it better when you leave in terms of the participation within each one of the areas, 301, 501, verandas, and cottages. So for members that have donated, I have to say that the employees get really excited about this. They really appreciate it, and last year was a huge amount. I think was collected last year. So thank you very much.
Do our donations also cover the people in the care center?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I'm a double household, but my husband was in the care center, so, okay, so I can stay with the same rate.
Yes. So donations, so we also have some boards over in the care center as well. Just soliciting donations over there as well for the fund. So no matter where you live in the community, Broad Creek or here, it all goes into one fund. And then just got some other updates here. So in November, second Thursday of the month, Mingle with Mike. One of my favorite times with you all. Never know what I'm gonna get. But I do love to mingle with Mike. And then next month's town hall, we're not gonna have one, it's right around Thanksgiving. The next town hall meeting is actually gonna be the annual meeting, which is gonna be held in December 10th. So save that date, that's gonna be the annual meeting. Mr. Perryman will share, I'll partner with Sally, we'll share updates about the budget for 2025. Okay, how about questions? Do we have another microphone? Is there any participants in the fire drill that would like to share any feedback? She's gonna get the microphone for you. But I think I saw your picture up on the screen earlier. Swing dancer, huh?
That's working.
While we're waiting, did anybody get a chance to partake in the Sunday brunch?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good.
nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I heard a lot of positive comments about Sunday brunch. The courtyard event,
Spectacular.
yeah, that was nice, right? We'll have to do that more often, weather permitting.
Just talk loud.
The microphone's not working, so I can repeat the question if needed.
For those of us who are having hearing difficulties in the middle of the night, it's difficult to hear. I was informed that when we got the false alarms recently, people beat on my door and fire drill alarms going. I never heard anything. That's all I. Is it possible to have a strobe light in the bedrooms?
Anything's possible. So, so yes, that is possible. I mean, literally, we're gonna get the feedback and the report back from Cinda, and then once we'll see if there's any other additions other than what I communicated here today. But I think that there needs to be other approaches to how members in your apartment that might have hearing problems, are alerted to any type of fire emergency. Could be strobe lights, but maybe an annunciator in there as well, or a combination of a strobe light annunciator. Now, what's gonna have to happen is, more than likely, the whole buildings will either need to be rewired, because I don't know if we can sort of build off the system that we have, but I do think we need to do something. We're just not sure what that's gonna look like yet. So let us get the report, and then we need to navigate through what that might look like.
Yeah, we may need to look at some point updating the system, because it is a 30-year-old fire alarm system. And I'm not talking about the panel, but I'm talking about the strobes and the alarm itself. So I think with new technology, there's a way now, if we at some point decide to do that, we can be able to put things in the units. But I'll see what we can do with the current situation that we have, again, which is 30-year-old, pole stations and fire alarms there. I do want to say the other thing is your walls are 1 hour rated. I mean, like the alarm goes off, you get out, but you're not going to get caught on fire like in 5-10 minutes. So we got time to get out. So if someone's banging on the door, that's a good thing too. The fire department will be here within 10 minutes. And again, you got an hour protection in everyone's unit. Just FYI. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can find at least some peace of mind that in the event of emergency, a fire, say there's an oven fire or stove fire inside someone's apartment, that if you're next to them, you got an hour, above you got an hour, because everything's concrete.
Yeah.
And your front door is fire rated. So, I mean, there's some peace in knowing that, but ideally we would like to have the annunciators and the strobe lights, so we're gonna explore that.
Well, there was a dreadful fire alarm. We were all burned up and in a crisp by now. But because it said 10 o'clock, and I don't mean that sweet. 10 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, I was up and dressed with my towel in front of the door, and I'm in the 3 building, so it was almost 11 something, and only 2 of us evacuated. And it was bad. It was bad. So I think we need to work on our fire drills. I really do. But as I say, don't tell me. Surprise me. Let me go out in my nightgown if necessary. It was not well done. It was not well done.
Well, I think on the memo, we had 10 o'clock. So fire department was here at 10. It wasn't both buildings at the same time. And by the time we got folks staged, it was a little after. So one building, there was a time difference between the two buildings.
You told me that, you tried to,
Yeah.
because I was stomping my foot, carrying on in the parking lot.
But the whole idea behind a fire drill is not to put your thing out front of the door and then wait for the alarm. Wait for the alarm, then you go through the motion.
How did they determine the figures? You said like 24 in building 301 out of 74 people, but I'm sure there were more people. They didn't put the towel out. In other words, you counted the towels?
We're counting the folks that evacuated, that signed in,
Signatures.
the signatures, yeah.
Not everyone signed. I didn't even know about
Yeah.
signing in, so I did.
So kids, you know, there was a lot of activity around the buildings. I'll put it to you this way. You know, some folks were signing in, some folks went to the grocery store, the gym, walked the dog. So there was a lot of activity. So, you know, proactively anticipated the fire drill and got out. But that's the numbers that we had signed in. So, you know, I think that one of the things that I had on there is that we need to be able to provide some additional clarity. But it shouldn't be so scripted, you know, because it is a drill. So there's only going to be so much scripting that we want to do. As a matter of fact, to your point, I think the next time we will surprise you. I'm hoping that it's not, you know, overnight. That's never good, right? But Cinda, the educator, wants to do an unscripted drill next time. So. Yes, sir.
Relative to fire, the question has come up about our number 2 exit from the single dwellings. And the intent was to put stairs from the decks that didn't have stairs. And that kind of got lost. I haven't heard about it. The last, and I'm really concerned about her because she has one exit. The second one, there's no way to get out other than leaving the nearest portion. And we were going to get an assessment of what it was going to cost to do it, and then the individual would go ahead and make it happen. Well, where do we stand?
So the question was about for folks that might have trouble ambulating outside off their porch. There was some discussion around some type of chair. Second exit. Stairs. Yeah, so some porches don't have stairs. So I believe if I remember correctly, what we communicated is that that option is available for members if they want to add that. That they would just need to contact Quentin.
Yeah.
And for folks that didn't want to add that at the time, that if you get outside and there's a fire in and around your home, the fire department is going to be here in 10 minutes. So if you're outside, they're going to be front door, back door. So they're going to be looking for folks.
Well, Michael, the difference is this is a cottage, and this would be more of a private home setting. So they don't have anything in their house that would dial out the fire department. It would be like your home. You either call 911 or maybe even press your pendant and say, I have a fire. But it's not something that's going to automatically call the fire department. They are in the cottage. So.
Right, but once they get on the porch,
yeah.
I think the question was specifically, how do we get off?
We were going to have an estimate of what it would cost to put those stairs in.
I'll make sure I have my contractor come and see you, and y'all can decide how you want the stairs, and that proposal then goes to the homeowner to have the work done. But I can have that happen for Mrs. Guy. I'll take care of that. Yes, sir.
Okay, any other questions? All right. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.